So what I can tell you is that I am heavy on deep, meaningful, intimate friendships, connections, all the things. Super, super important to me. Hey, welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. Sharice, and I help Black men and women heal from trauma and toxic relationships. Today, we're talking about friendships and why you don't have any real friends. And I really want that for you. So keep watching if you would like some tips on how to improve your friendships or start new ones. The first reason that you don't have any real friends is because you do not know how to be vulnerable. You don't feel comfortable being vulnerable. You don't want to be vulnerable, all the things. And I have a few other videos on friendships. I told you it's super important to me. To become the person who is vulnerable means you have to be willing to risk it. Ooh, I know, it's real scary. If you want to learn more about vulnerability, Brené Brown, her book, Daring Greatly, even her TED Talks. Yeah, even her TED Talks. There's one from a while ago, years ago, that's really, really good where she talks about the power of vulnerability. Yes, there is a chance that this person is going to hurt you, but there is a greater reward that they will show up for you and actually give you support. So if you are wondering like why you don't have a real-time friend or a person you can call on or somebody you can tell everything to or like your innermost, deepest thoughts to, you don't have that person because you haven't been practicing it. They haven't been practicing it. You haven't been practicing it. Y'all are just surface level friends together. If you want more intimacy, connection, real friendship, you have to be willing to risk it. The number 2 on my list is you prioritize transactional relationships, those surface level connections, over something deep. And maybe you don't even realize you're doing this, but I think the conditioning of the fast-paced world, Americanized living, you ask yourself the question, what can this person do for me? Versus what benefit can I give this person just for who they are? And what do I value about them just for being themselves? The purpose here is valuing the friendship in and of itself and not necessarily for the connections or the money or the exposure or the networking or whatever the external thing is that this person can do for you. Sure, all of those things can be great additions to the type of friend you have. But when it's just the two of y'all, talking, vibing, do you like them? Do you like them for the person that they are? Do you enjoy their company, right? Do you want what's best for them? Even if it's not necessarily what's best for you, do you want them to have all the things that they want in life just for being who they are? Those are the kind of friendships that I think are very meaningful because there's no agenda. There's no, ulterior motive. There is just, we are connected. We are in sync. We share the same values. We have standards for what we require for our friendship, and we will be willing to hold each other accountable in achieving that. The next one I have is you compare and compete with your friends. Compare and compete. The only person you should be competing with is the past version of yourself. If you are comparing yourselves to people around you, it's because you feel inferior or insecure. And I tell you, it's not going to help you in a friendship. If you are looking over to see how far she's going, how much she's accomplished, am I doing better than her? That should never be a concern. You should always be rooting for the people closest to you to win, regardless of where you are in life, right? That's why it's hard for people of different socioeconomic statuses to be friends, because it's so hard to not compare. Just as a human, it's so hard to not compare. And then to be in the intimate space, in the home of the person, if you all are going out together, the kinds of things that they are interested in or you're interested in can be difficult when you are not able to do something and they are, or vice versa. The goal here is for you to heal your insecurities. Really become as confident as you can be with where you are in life. Like, where you are is a great place. Like, even if you don't like where you are right now, there are things that are happening in your life that you prayed for. There are things right now that you can express gratitude for, thankfulness for, that can remind you of where you came from and show you that where you are right now is a great place to be. I heard somebody say when they're looking at something somebody else has, right? One of the strategies for not being envious or jealous of what someone else has is you root for them and then you tell yourself, I'm up next. if that's something you want, right? If it's not something you want, then really there's not likely to be any comparison or any kind of competing with another person. But the goal here is to be genuinely happy for other people and to be working on yourself at the same time, getting more. Life is about continuing to be a better version of yourself. So you get good with where you are and then you continue striving for more. You really have to work on being present and grateful for where you are. Then you're not looking around at the other lanes that people are in thinking, I should be there, I should be there. No, you should be exactly where you are. And you can take steps to get to where you want to be so that you can be happy for whatever other people are in their life, because you have no idea how they got there. You can celebrate their wins with them. The number 4 reason I have that you don't have any real friends is you have a vice. Ooh, a vice. I heard a guy use this word vice. Do people still say vices? You have a problem with drugs or alcohol or men or what else do people have problems with? Right? So you are prioritizing those things over a friendship. You are numbing yourself from being able to connect with a whole other person. If you are letting things, drugs, or something you're addicted to control who you are, how you show up in this world, or dampen your senses so that you don't have to feel pain. I mean, pain kind of comes with being human. Like Earth School, you have to suffer until you realize you don't have to suffer anymore. The goal here is to get good with you. Like, you need to know what it's like to interact with the world without always being high or without prioritizing other people over yourself. Like, whatever it is that's happening in your life, you need to be able to make space to be your whole self, experience the world as it is, to be really stamped in reality, to deal with what's coming to you in a real way. Even if you're going out to the club or the bar and getting drunk with your friends, you are not going to be able to have real deep connections with these people because your mind is constantly altered. And the last thing on my list that is stopping you from having real friendships and connections with other people is that you don't know who you are. You don't know what you like. You don't know what your interests are. You don't have any real hobbies. You just existing. And if you're just existing without any real intention or direction in life, what do you think you're going to attract? Fellow aimless people who are just getting by in life. We're just doing what we're doing. What you need to do is a lot of self-exploration. And there's a ton of different ways to self-analyze, to explore yourself. You can do it in therapy. You can do it by journaling. I also have a workbook on self-awareness that I'll share with the first 10 people to comment on this video. It's really, really helpful in asking you those questions on who am I, right? What are your values? What do you like? What are your standards? Who do you admire? Questions that really get to the heart of what it means to be human and how you are your own unique human on this earth. You need to know who you are. And then you'll be able to create standards for your life and then decide what kind of friends do you even want? Like, what kind of people do you want to spend your time with? Then you can create those building blocks, the foundation for a deep, meaningful friendship. Because I really believe every woman should have a sisterhood. You need a group of women who are just rooting for you because they think you're so awesome. Not because you've done anything to prove yourself, but because of who you are, because of your heart, because of your interest. They just want to see you win. It's life-changing. I think it's so beneficial to have people who are in our lives because they want to be, just for us, not because they can get something from us. Somebody that we can really lean on in difficult times, but we can also turn to for the best moments of our lives and know that they are going to genuinely celebrate us where we are. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please give my video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel to continue helping me grow. And thank you for watching.